I think there's 4 general use cases for Bitcoin that I try to teach people or work with people on. And I think that each one has a problem, and Bitcoin is a solution in a way to that problem. So one of the problems is savings, one of the problems is commerce, one of the problems is freedom, and one of the problems is electric power. And I think in many cases Bitcoin presents serious practical applications for each one. And I think that the way you would start to try to have an empathetic connection with someone is to try to engage them on what are the problems with each of these buckets today. Like savings, like most human beings save in sheet metal, cattle, or very, very poor paper money. That is what the numerical majority of humans save in this planet. They have very bad savings technology. So if we can give them open access to a better savings technology, that's very powerful. So again, I think you can start with the problem that has nothing to do with Bitcoin, and then you can bring it in. Same thing with like global commerce. It's a financial inclusion tool. Like to participate in the S&P 500, you need to have all sorts of credentials. But to buy Bitcoin, you don't have to have any, right? Same thing with freedom. Like the first thing a government is going to be doing now when they want to neutralize a democratic movement or an opposition group or a journalist they don't like is to deplatform them, to basically freeze their bank account. This is happening all over the world, in Nicaragua, in Russia, yeah, and even in Western countries, unfortunately. But like aggressively inside dictatorships, right? And again, Bitcoin is something that cannot be frozen with a big red button. And then electric power. I mean, we still have this issue of 600 million people in Africa with no power at all, and really large chunks of Latin America and Asia, and even Eastern Europe with, let's say, we call energy poverty, right? And there's really there hasn't really been a capitalistic solution for that. Usually the solution relies on charity or concessional financing or basically donations. But the fact that Bitcoin can come in there and basically bootstrap more power for people with no taxes or government intervention is pretty amazing. So again, I think I would meet people where they are with a problem in the world today, and then try to bring Bitcoin in as a way to, as a tool to help people overcome that. It's not a panacea, but it's a tool, and it can help absolutely in each of these areas. And I would just say that if we think about civilizational advancement, what is that really? Well, it's really about taking these 4 billion people on our planet who have bad savings technology, very little political freedom, very little electricity, and very little access to financial markets. And it's about moving them up and to the right so that they can have better savings technology, sounder money, more freedom, more access to global markets, and more power. And Bitcoin is it just works for all 4. It's kind of amazing. So I would kind of try to work on that approach as my philosophy.